this is certainly a pleasant surprise. Young Souls is available on all platforms including Switch, came out in March of this year, and I'm enjoying this on Game Pass, but it is available on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. It's a side-scrolling action role-player beat-em-up, and it sports a very healthy couch co-op mode. In actual fact, it's always in couch co-op. You just push the start button and slide the other controller over to the other character, thus giving them autonomous control. So you do have control of each character in the single player, you just switch them out, but when someone comes on, you can just whack the button, get them on board, no reset, no going back to the main menu, everything is on the fly. It's an incredible system. It's also visually very healthy, running at a peg 60 frames per second on my system, a very friendly art style, really cool reflections in that water, and everything just being colourful, loud, and a complete blast. Got a lot of cutscenes and dialogue, but thank God they've got an amazing VHS fast forward so you don't have to listen to any of it. Absolutely awesome. The controls are very standard, giving you a dodge roll, which is extremely welcome, and some combination attacks, and a build on a special button. And you've got the normal hack and slash, and get this, it's got a fantastic parry system. Very good warning system from the enemies, they go purple for about 16 seconds, and the slowdown and retort that you can give in that window after delivering a perfect parry is very satisfying. Think Curse of the Dead Gods, it's that a robuster system. As a single player piece of content, totally enjoyable, very much into it for some more reasons that we'll get to in a second. Also wanted to show the revive system, which means you do have to move over to your downed partner and pump a button to get them back up again, and it does the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where it will push you and you have to clear an area. It's quite cool. You take a risk going in and reviving somebody. It also pushes on objects being thrown and enemies being thrown at big groups like you would see in Target Renegade or any old school beat 'em up. It also has on the fly loot drops and pickups, and you will find a cosmetically different looking weapon. This is when I started to pay attention because I was like, oh my god, this is so much more than a beat 'em up. Look at the effects on that. You've got different perks and buffs with attack speed. They're cosmetically looking very different. This same thing goes for all of the army. You've got like 5 slots, head, body, legs. It's a massive RPG in that area. I'm also very impressed with the home hub, NPCs, and that whole mission structure questing system. That also could be one of my favourite transitions with the little moped flying past. I mean, you go into town, there's all different shops and people to visit with side quests and extra content. It's massive. And you have to go through these like strange portals to visit different worlds, like a roguelike setup where you've got to complete one to get to the next, and you see percentages and there's secret drops in them all. It's kind of going to blow your mind if you're expecting a really two-dimensional side-scrolling beat 'em up. Is it for player? Unfortunately not. Are the kids going to like it? Yes, because the visual style is extremely appealing. Just like a Pixar film or cartoon or anything that's got 2 levels of application, the depth on all of the weapons and the development of your character and making them just look more badass is going to draw you as an adult right through this game. In the background here we've got some infantry management, completely autonomous also. You can both get on with your own thing, setting in your flasks, having special slots and putting on new trainers even, but just seeing how cool your guy can look with like a kettle on his head and some iron armor, you feel like you're progressing and changing and evolving as a role-playing character. You don't often see this much depth in a side-scrolling couch co-op, remember, beat 'em up like this. I wanted to show some boss fights. They are quite story driven and very cool, so I don't want to push on too much spoiler territory, and a lot of them will make you use one of your unique mechanics. This one is the parry. It's all about sending back that big fireball that they produce too. You see it a lot, but it's cool that you're exercising all your different moves this early on in the game. You're not going to be looking at your watch once during this whole campaign. This game is kind of an eye-opener with its depth and visuals and flow and 2-player integration. I cannot believe I let it go this far from its March release date, and I owe the guys over at We Heart Co-op a big thank you for the heads up on it. The enemies do have their own set of pretty cool moves, and they will come out with shields, and that parry won't always work on some of them. You do start getting bigger, slightly more flashy special powers, which will produce area effect, of course break some of the bigger guard stances of larger enemies. It doesn't hold back on giving you a variety of different enemy type all at once. It kind of loves to do this spawn like 6 when you think the wave's over, which really does keep you on your toes when there's 2 of you. You also get that little bit more money for being flash or getting the perfect parry or maybe killing a bunch of enemies on a throw, so that really pushes you to make sure you milk every level for all of that bonus so that you can start spending it on cool equipment when you get to the shop at the village, or even finding something amazing that you're rewarded within quests. I'm trying to think of some good comparisons for this game all day, and the best thing I can come up with is this is like Unsighted meets Streets of Rage 4. That's the combination here. You've got that RPG depth and melee weapon and attack, but you've also got that fantastic beat 'em up, almost rigid feeling system, which is very good to rely on and gives you a lot of satisfaction when things go right. So I have been Couch Coup. I will see you down there. I think we're up to number 7.